Today, I'm going to be building the #1 most followed team in the world. Combined, this team has over 1.6 billion followers. So today, we're going to officially find out if fans really know ball. We're jumping into a fresh new season here with the world's most followed manager, Carlo Ancelotti, and coincidentally, the world's most followed team at Real Madrid, 175 million followers. And with Real Madrid being the most followed team in the world, it makes sense that 4 of our players are already in the starting 11. The first of those players, Kylian Mbappe, 124 million followers. The second is Jude Bellingham at 39.6 million. David Alaba, 15.6 million followers. And one that was a surprise to me, Lucas Vazquez, 22.5 million followers. But our first signing to add to this team is going to be at the goalkeeper position. Sadly, Courtois, I think, ranks 2nd or 3rd in most followers on Instagram. And #1 is coming from their direct rival club, Barcelona. It is Marc-Andre ter Stegen going for a straight swap with Thibaut Courtois. So let's round out this defense real quick. We already have Lucas Vazquez, we already have David Alaba, but the second center back for this team is going to be the one and only Liverpool Dutch captain. It is Virgil van Dijk. And I think I forgot to mention follower count on these guys. 17.4 for ter Stegen, 16.2 for Van Dijk. But at the left back role, the #1 most followed was Marcelo. Sadly, he's not in the game this year because the Brazilian League is not in the game this year. And the player with the second most followers, I can't go out and sign directly since he's labeled as retiring at the end of the season. But we've done some movie magic and brought him over anyways. It is Jordi Alba, 17.1 million followers for him. Now, I'll be converting Jude Bellingham into a center mid for this one, so let's go get the other 2/3 of our midfield. And his partner in crime in the midfield is going to be this man right here, Kevin De Bruyne, 89 rated, 33 years of age, and 26.2 million followers in his time at Manchester City. Again, it was a surprising decision here at the cam slot, but it is another very, very recognizable player in the game. One of the other most followed midfielders was Paul Pogba, but sadly, he's not in the game either this year. So we went for the next closest, and it was Paulo Dybala, 57.1 million followers for Dybala, joining us at the cam roll. And our final 2 positions here to fill are the right wing and striker slots. And if you didn't already know who they were, you will soon. Lionel Messi, 505 million followers, along with the most liked picture in the world, his World Cup winning post back in December 2022. Messi is here, and it hurts to see him in a Real Madrid kit, but just for the video, please bear with me. But we had a similar issue with our final player, our striker, as we did with Jordi Alba. The issue is that FC25 has this player listed as retiring at the end of the season. So again, we did our movie magic, and Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be our striker for this most followed team. This man has 654 million followers, only 30 million less than the Instagram official account themselves, and is not only the most followed footballer on the planet, but the most followed individual on the planet. So this right here is the team we have heading into season 1. I don't think we'll be able to have many seasons with this team, but I'm going to show you every last bit I can. So let's get into it. But one of our first matches this season is for a trophy, the Super Cup against Bergamo Calcio Atalanta. Let's see how the squad does. Got a couple players already dipping in rating. That's not great. Let's see if we can get a win here either way. 5-2, Dybala, Mbappe, Messi, and Bellingham. What a squad, and we already have a trophy on game 1. With this being the 24-25 season, we already know what the Champions League phase looks like, starting with Stuttgart. October is Lille and Dortmund. November, AC Milan and Liverpool. December, Bergamo Calcio again, already beat them once this year. And January is Salzburg and Stade Brestois. But if you have been following Spanish football at all this year, you know that Barcelona has been absolutely dominating Real Madrid. Real Madrid is currently 0 for 4 against Barcelona this season, losing 2 or 3 titles in those games as well. Let's see if we can change that here with the most followed team in the world. We do not. 2-1 loss to Barcelona. This might be a long season. And just over halfway through the season, we are currently topping the league, only by 3 points over Barcelona, and our only loss is also to Barcelona. So far, I'm going to take that. It looks like, however, we did lose the Supercopa to Athletic Bilbao. Good job, Nico Williams. Yet we are still in the Copa de España this year. We might see some good things there. But we just barely scraped top 8 in the Champions League. Much better than Real Madrid actually did this year. Only 1 loss, but 3 draws was not what we wanted to see. We are going straight to the round of 16 though in the Champions League. So far, it is Kylian Mbappe who's carrying our goal tally right now. 22-8 for him. Lionel Messi dropping in rating, but 15-8 for him as well. And Jude Bellingham from the center mid spot is doing a fantastic job so far. I want to watch some of these games coming up, including this Copa de España game against Real Betis. Let's see if we can move on past them for the Copa de España. 3-0, we do it, no problem. Here we are, another Copa de España match against Celta Vigo. Ronaldo does have a red card though, so I don't know who it's going to sub in, but let's hope we can still get this win. 3-2, we barely do it, and we're moving on to the next round. By the way, heading into our Champions League matchup, look at how February went for us. undefeated, some crazy wins there. I'll take it. But we do have our Champions League matchup here against Bayern Munich. Both of our outside backs are drastically dropping in rating. But let's see if we can do it against Bayern in game 1 here. This is a tough start to Champions League life. All comes down to game 2. Here we are in game 2 against Bayern Munich. It's currently a draw. Let's see if we can take the edge in game 2. And we do. Ronaldo wins it for us. Mr. Champions League himself takes us to the quarterfinal. I didn't realize this in game 1, but this matchup against Celta Vigo is actually the semi-finals of the Copa de España, which we're up by 1. But if we lose here, we are not going to the final. Let's hope that doesn't happen. 3-0. Just fine. We're moving on to the final of the Copa de España. Our quarterfinal matchup in the Champions League is against PSG. Let's see if Mbappe and Messi can get revenge on their old club. Can we do it here in game 1? It is a 1-1 draw. Again, coming down to game 2. Messi does get a goal though. Classic Real Madrid to leave it late. This is why they got the most followers. This is why they have the most followers. Everyone wants to see what they can do in game 2. Can we do it here? 3-0 win. We're moving on to the Champions League semifinals. But before we get there, we are in the Copa de España final against Villarreal. So far this season, we have drawn them twice. We haven't actually gotten a win over them, so let's hope this is the game to do it for the final. We lose 2-1. Even with more stats, even with better stats, we have lost the Copa de España. And our Champions League semi-final matchup is not any easier. We're playing AC Milan here. We got Ronaldo and Messi dropping down below 85 rated. Our outside back still 77 is not too great. Let's see if we can do it in game 1 against AC Milan here. And it's another draw, leaving it up to game 2 for the 3rd tie in a row. Followed them this far. Let's see if we can follow them to a Champions League final. We just need to win here against AC Milan. Can we do it? 2-1. We are going to a Champions League final. It is Ronaldo again taking us to the Champions League final. Mbappe as well, but mostly Ronaldo. We're facing Arsenal in the Champions League final. But before we get there, we absolutely stomped the league. 95 points for us this year. Only 1 loss, and that was the 1 loss against Barcelona. But we did not win the Supercopa this year, and we did not win the Copa de España, losing both of those titles by only 1 goal. We did get the Super Cup over Bergamo Calcio, meaning we have a league title and technically a European title. But it all comes down to if we can do it in the Champions League final against Arsenal. It was Kylian Mbappe, 41-9 for him, carrying us this season. Ronaldo picked it up like crazy in the second half of the year, 33-7 with 9 goals in the Champions League, 9 for Mbappe as well. Paulo Dybala 23-9 and Messi 19-12 from the right wing. I'm very, very happy with this team, but now we have to see if they can do it in the Champions League final. All right, kickoff here in the Champions League final against Arsenal. I'd love to get an early goal in this game and take the lead on Arsenal. Ball came in from Dybala. Messi wins it, gets it to Bellingham, passes it back out to Virgil van Dijk, to David Alaba, to Messi, and I think that's it for Real Madrid. This is a terrible sight to see, doing his classic celebration in a Real Madrid kit, but it's great to see that we're up 1-0 over Arsenal in the Champions League final. One-time finish. That's all it took. We head into halftime, 1-0 up over Arsenal. I'm happy with this result so far, but we don't have any subs to make here. I didn't sign any of the most followed substitutes, so we're just going to keep going. Ball into Bellingham in the center of the field. I don't know what he's going to do here. Gets it out to Messi, back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo trying to dribble and shoot from range, and he gets it! Ronaldo gets it from a crazy range. Wow, Messi and Ronaldo, of course, the 2 most followed people on the planet. What a goal from Cristiano Ronaldo there. Mr. Champions League himself. Might have just won us a Champions League. And De Bruyne is just going to hold it. Gets it to Dybala. Ball out to Messi. Are we going to get another goal here at the end of the game? We are on the attack. The ref's still letting us play. Ball comes in from Messi to Ronaldo. He doesn't get there, though, and that is going to be the end of the game. We have won it. We've won the Champions League final. 1 season rebuild, 1 and done. We won the treble with Real Madrid and the most followed team in the world. Look at those celebrations. Jordi Alba celebrating in a Real Madrid kit. There are some great things about this rebuild. 3 Barca players in a Madrid kit is not great to see. This, however, is exactly what we came for. Celebrations here. 2 trophies up there. I don't think it's going to show our Super Cup. That's okay though. We've got all 1.6 billion fans standing outside watching these guys as they celebrate their treble winning season, and another Champions League for Carlo Ancelotti, and another Champions League for this Real Madrid squad. What a rebuild this was, what a team this was, and I had a lot of fun making this video, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you leave a comment down below on what other types of videos you want to see. That being said, I'll see you next time. Peace.